So my business coach talks about stories, that we always have stories that we tell ourselves. And he talks about make your own story and decide what your story is going to be what you need to be to get the best out of the experience you're going for. So I'm here at the summit, and as I was driving in, I was thinking, what is my story? What is my story that I get the best out of this experience? And I said, you know what? I'm gonna be a sponge. Yes, I'm gonna be a sponge. I'm gonna absorb everything. I'm gonna learn as much as I can from others. And that felt good, right? But when I thought about it, I think it goes a little bit deeper. Because at some level, I feel like I'm not worthy. I don't belong here. That I'm faking it, right? I mean, they're gonna find out and just kick me out when they do. So the story I'm gonna start today with is that I do belong, at least at this MVP Summit. All right, let's start there. We'll figure out the rest later. All right, power on, my friends. We're on a lunch break, and yep, they're feeding us well today as well. That's great. That's gonna be funny. I think you're gonna feel that food was a highlight. It wasn't. It was certainly Power BI on center stage. But in some ways, it left us reeling. And me and Matt Allington, MVP from Australia, we were sharing thoughts, and it does leave you, your head swimming a bit, because there's so much going on in the Power BI space. And certainly you have to respect what the Power BI team is dealing with, because often you don't realize, I mean, you're looking at with your blinders on, like this is the stuff that I'm focused on, but they're focused on everybody's requirements, so they have to serve that. So there was a lot of discussion on PowerBI.com, the service, developer. It's really amazing to see the level of thinking that goes in. But oddly enough, I think me and Matt both had the same reaction, whereas seeing that it's so big, I know I certainly didn't feel like I wanted to go learn it all. In fact, I felt like this has gotten so big that I want to go deeper into something. I don't know, I just like the feel of that. And so I would love to hear what you guys think. And I've had some other discussions with other MVPs, and some of them had different thoughts. So I talked to Tristan, and he was talking about, hey, but there's so many other technologies. I know I'm good at Power BI. Should I focus on something else? Should I focus on Azure or Python? And yeah, there's so much. So I know for me, the answer is that I want to really get focused. So I know my focus has been helping kind of business users with Power BI. And I have worked with all different kind of organizations, groups. I often, kind of sales, marketing, operations, finance, support. I've done that in my life when I was working 9 to 5 as well, and now as well. But maybe I want to focus on one thing. So I'll think about that, and I think if I were to pick one, I think finance would be the closest. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on. I'll check in with you later as well. Power on. So as I was talking yesterday, one of the best part for coming to this is just being the people. And one thing that it actually started with me listening to all the stories from my students, and I've always felt really inspired by the stories that I hear from them. And I call them the real Power BI stories, right? And so these are not kind of superstars, these are not people who would generally know, but still they're no less inspiring. And of course here, I've met so many Microsoft MVPs, and I've heard so many stories from them which I found super inspiring. So what I've been doing is I've been running around trying to see if I can get them quickly do a video interview and capture some of it. So I have recorded it. I would have to kind of check it later and see it. So I wouldn't be able to kind of share it with you right now. But later on, I would be sharing some of the interviews with some of the Microsoft MVPs and some really cool stories. Some of them are about technical, some of them are about the projects that they did, but some of that is just about kind of their journey and kind of their personal journey, and we talked about that. So I'll do that kind of after the summit is over, perhaps. Hey guys, so end of the day, so something really funny happened today. So the story I had about my story, about feeling like a fraud, that I don't really belong here with other group of MVPs, I shared that with not one, two, but a few groups of MVPs. And can you guess what the reaction was? Well, even before I had finished what I was going to say, often many of them would jump out and say, me too. So yeah, it's, I don't know, maybe you feel the same sometime. You feel like, gosh, I'm I'm a fraud, or I don't belong here. But I think what we talked about was the key thing is to put yourself aside. It's not about you. Don't make it about you. Just focus on those you're helping. And if you are helping somebody, does it matter?